Hi. Um, I'm getting ready to go to work. That's why I look absolutely atrocious. But I had a dream this morning, and Daddy God wants me to share it with you. So I'm going to tell you the dream, and then I'll tell you the meaning. In the dream, I'm with my angel, and we're on a road. And I'm going to say it's like a country road because there's lots of trees, so it's not a very heavy populated area. As a matter of fact, on the road, I didn't see anybody but one person. Okay, so on the road, um, the car is going north-south, so the road would be it's a north-south road, and the person that I met is coming north. Okay. I'm on the opposite side of the road, and I'm traveling south, but my car is backwards. Yeah, if that doesn't mess you up, I don't know what does. So, this car is coming toward me, and I'm going the opposite direction, but we look the same. Like, actually, my car looked exactly the same as hers. So she's coming this way and I'm going this way. And so I'm not facing in the direction that I'm moving. I'm going backwards. And I'm going at the same speed and the same rate that she is. So um, as this is going, my angel is with me and I'm going at the same speed and I'm facing forward, which is crazy. I'm facing forward and I'm flowing backward. Okay. And that's the whole point of this dream is flow. So I'm going this way. And when at the exact point that the car meets me, I turn around and say, I can't do this anymore. I'm turning around. So I turn around just before I meet the lady and I see that a car has been wrecked at that exact moment and it's blue. Okay. So this is the reason why I'm sharing it with you. Blue means love. Okay. And that's the point of love, is that love wrecks you. So if you can imagine a time when there was no law, there was no regulation, there was only culture, okay, and only people who lived in groups and they didn't really know how or why the world operated. So they imagined things, and whatever was acceptable to the group, that became their belief system. It really is as simple as that. When in any place that you go in, like, I don't know, just even McDonald's, that's where I work. Um, if you have the ability to have influence over people, you will see things as simple as things that you say uh, come out, and people will use the phrase that you use all the time because you have the power to influence. And that's pretty important when you think about love and the way that love flows. Okay, so in 1 Corinthians 13, one of the key thing that I've been really focusing on is the part that says love does not demand its own way, because that's violence. All right. So um, people resort to violence when they come in contact with love because love flows in a different direction. It goes against the grain. It is new every morning. It does not bow down to habit. It's brand new. It's personal. It's not for the masses. It's for the individual who's looking for light. It's for the individual who wants to experience intimacy. It's for the individual who wants to have a place where they can be at peace with themselves, with their God, and with others. Um, and there's two things I want to point out. In human growth and development, there's a stage called industry versus inferiority, and it's between the ages of 6 and 12. And it's the worst time of a child's life. It's like where everything bad could possibly happen. It just seems to happen within the 6 to 12 year range. And the one goal or the one task for that particular building block, it's Erickson, who came up with this theory, is to get people to follow you. So even if you only have one friend, if that friend occasionally follows you and they engage in the play that you say, hey, let's do this, then you get the building block. And you would think, oh, well, that's not that hard. It really is for some. It really, really is, especially for people who have special needs, who are really, really different than the majority of people. They find that it's a bit difficult to get that building block. I didn't get it. I didn't get any of my building blocks. Not really, because I had so much abuse. But that's okay, because you know what? When you get out and God leads you to a safe place, He can restore, and He has completely restored my soul, so there's no one outside the range. Another thing that I want to tell you, this is why it's so difficult for people to accept the presence of love. A little bit ago, just before my two boys left for college and to go different places, God gave me a dream where my youngest, this voice in the dream, which was Daddy God, said, you need to get in the front seat and drive. And in the dream, they were like 10 and 12. So my oldest was sitting in the back with me and my youngest was in the front all by himself, and he was 10. And I just couldn't do it. So I jumped over the seat and I just thought my presence would make the difference. Just me being present. It doesn't. Because he was 10 and he couldn't handle, this is a spiritual dream, he couldn't handle the spiritual concepts. When you give information, when you give spiritual concepts to babies who are just now learning how to drive, what the accepted way is, and love meets them at that point, they're going to miscarry everything. They're going to get wrecked up, okay? And I understand that love wrecks you, and love comes to you at the point where you would be able to bear the most fruit. It's a seed being planted. So for the majority of people, probably you received your point of intimacy at a time where it was very inconvenient, where you couldn't understand what was going on, anything that was happening, and it actually made you really mad. And you've spent a lot of time being angry at the person who met you with a different way. So at this moment, ask Daddy God to bring you back. Just bring you back to the moment where love met you. And ask Daddy God to clear up the fog and help you to understand why it had to be at that exact moment. And honestly, for people who are really prone to habit, who find a false sense of security in habit, it would be a moment where you would be the most vulnerable. That you could go back to that moment and you could accept that there is a different flow, and that love has to flow against the grain, because love is all about change, and change can't happen with habit. When you are comfortable with habit, you are not vulnerable to love. So that's why it had to happen when it happened. And for those people who are constantly rejected and they feel like they can never be accepted, don't get discouraged. Continue to flow. Your angel is beside you, and Mama God is the one that's flowing through you, and you're going in the direction of love. And I know that it's weird and it's extremely uncomfortable, but you just keep going the way love guides you. It's going to be okay, because love means to wreck you, to wreck up habit, to get you out of that sense of security. It's a false sense of security. You are not secure. That is really the only reason for culture to come about, is because there is safety in numbers. You've heard that. That's not true. it says that true safety is under the shadow. It's under the wing of the Almighty, which means you have learned to come to rest under His wing. No matter what you're facing naturally, spiritually speaking, you're safe. No matter all the stuff that happened to me naturally, I was under the wing of the Almighty who saved my spirit for Him. And now my spirit is completely restored, so is my soul. And I am able to have love opportunities where love can be administered to those who are sick and who are in need of the full gospel, which is redemption, deliverance, healing, and restoration. I hope that this helps you, and I hope that it's a wonderful encouragement to you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.